Welcome to Johnsequitur, a show about everything.
If I go like that.
Hey, quit it. Stop!
I don't want to sound like
You're ruining the show. Cut it out. I'm just going to jump right in, if that's all right with you.
What? Oh, we're doing this now?
Yeah, cold opening. So cold. Hello?
Burr.
Welcome to Johnsequitur. My name is John.
You can just call me M.
M?
Like V.
Like, from that movie?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Did you listen to last week's show? Is that why you know what V for Vendetta is?
Because I saw the movie.
Oh, okay.
And I listened to last week's show. Big fan.
Goddamn right. She's been on the show before, but all of her episodes are gone. I'm going to ruin your night tonight. I warned you about this. You decided to think about it before you decided to do this.
I thought long and hard.
And here we go. The Boogaloo. Have you ever heard of the Boogaloo besides from my dumbass?
Besides from your dumbass.
Mm-hmm.
I remember... No, that was from your dumbass. That was...
That's...
I saw a bumper sticker one time. And... Does that surprise you?
Was it next to a Q sticker? Or a don't
I
tread
don't
on
know.
me sticker?
You told me about the Q thing too. I believe I saw a snippet in an article somewhere, somehow, some way.
Yeah. Okay.
Would you like to tell me about it?
Sure. The Boogaloo is... I don't know if it's an organization or just a belief, but what it boils down to is a group of people who want a civil war. Like, actively want a civil war.
Okay, well, first I need to get the grammar down. Is Boogaloo the plural and the singular form of the word?
I think so.
So you can have a
There's
group of Boogaloo and you can have the Boogaloo.
I don't know if it's even a group, to be honest with you. I just know that it relates to the general want of a civil war. I don't know if the group, if it's like, we are the Boogaloo.
Does it have anything to do with swing music?
That I don't know either. I don't know what music they listen to. What music is good for civil war?
The little drummer boy.
That's true.
Okay.
Doubles for Christmas music. These
are people that want to fight.
They want to fight. Now, that's key because this dates back to... Do you remember a book... I know you didn't read it because I know you're not big on horror, but a book...
I thought you were going to say not big on reading.
I know you hate to read. And I got other co-hosts that have that problem. Cobra, I'm talking to you. It's a book called The Zombie Survival Guide. Did that sound familiar?
No.
Not at all.
Maybe just from you.
There's of course. I fill your head with such garbage.
Okay, I forget about it as soon as you tell me.
Good.
Obviously,
That's
this whole
good.
time I've been like, maybe you said something one time.
So, the Zombie Survival Guide was a book that wrote about what to do when the inevitable zombie apocalypse happens. It was very factual in its fictional shit.
When was this?
2008, 2007. It was like giving very specific instructions about where to get your shelter, what weapons to carry, how to handle yourself in a situation where there were zombies, how to deal with crowds of people, things like that. And from that started a craze of people who were actively searching out conflict. They wanted to be in an apocalyptic situation, like a Mad Max kind of situation.
I feel like survivalists are a little bit like that. Like they're just waiting for the chance to put all their skills to use.
Mm-hmm. But I feel like, from what I understand, Boogaloos are more accelerationist. They want to get the things started. They're not waiting for it to come. They're actively going out, getting weapons and armor like survivalists, but then also going into the streets and trying to work with people who like right-wingers. I mean, obviously, it's another right-wing thing. There's a million of these.
And they want to fight against liberals.
Yeah, they believe I think they believe that in a fight against liberals, the liberals will cry and they'll just shoot them.
Right.
I think they don't. It hasn't occurred to them yet that a lot of people on the left know how to use a gun.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the important part here.
I digress.
The important part is I don't feel like a civil war would help anybody. Not even the people who want it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if both sides are fighting, first of all, if the left is in this civil war, I'm guessing they want to make things better for poor people and people who have bad housing and, can't afford to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we destroy all of the cities, it's only going to make it harder to get them places to live and things to eat. We're the number one exporter of food. If we destroy the country...
We are?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Producer. I don't know. Exporter, I don't know, but producer of food in the world.
Are you sure China
Positive. Is not... Yes. Food. Yes. Other things, I don't know. But we are the number one producer of food in the world. Number one, baby.
Interesting.
Yep. That's why everybody wants to come here, because it seems to have like the best... Well, that's why everybody wanted to settle here originally. We have the most fertile climate kind of thing, yeah.
That's weird because so much produce is not from the UN. I go to the store. I'm getting
That's
off topic again.
Probably because we took all of our produce and filled it with garbage. That would be my guess. So other countries would have problems too if we fucked up our own country. We'd be making messes for the entire world if we got into a civil war.
We don't live on this earth alone.
Speak for yourself. I'm number one. Okay, so some more stuff to ruin things for you. Now that you know what the Boogaloo is.
Have you ever met one?
Thank God, no.
Not even, have you ever come across one online or anything like that?
Oh, yeah. Online, yes.
Interacted with them?
Well, as you know, I was on a little group called the Nothing Forum, and I will say their name out loud because fuck them, and I hope they're listening. They had people who first introduced me to what the Boogaloo was.
Oh, this was years ago, yes?
2 or 3.
Okay.
This has been going on for a while. It's caught a lot more attention because of protests. These people are now actively going out into the streets to try and push people towards this. I also talked to people in there who had talked directly to Proud Boy members as far back as, 2016, right?
Mm-hmm.
Including Gavin McGinnis, who is the Proud Boy. And you know which guy I'm talking about here, right? That talked to this guy.
Yes.
Yeah, that guy.
Okay.
That guy. So,
first of all...
I was very close to getting into that shit. I
remember.
Yeah. It's scary.
Do you know that there's a... Oh, shit, is it? Hashtag for Proud Boys, and they keep posting gay porn.
Yep. Good for them. I'm glad. So I think that the Proud Boys did something where they countered back by calling themselves the Leathermen.
We can make something out of that too.
Yeah, that's not hard. You got to do better, guys. That's pretty sad. You're just asking for trouble. I mean, there.
just the picture that popped into my brain when you said the Leathermen.
Right? I mean, it's not hard.
Assless chaps.
It might be hard. So back then, the Proud Boys were, and this guy, I won't say your name, you fucking piece of shit.
Oh my God.
We'll call him Dick. Dick, he was very adamant that the Proud Boys were good guys who just wanted to keep their manlyhood and were tired of having their manlyhood pushed down and, softened, and it turns out they're just racist. Mm-hmm. They're just racist who want violence, and I'm pretty sure they have ties. Not 100% sure, but I think they have ties to this Boogaloo movement. If you put this Boogaloo movement, the Proud Boys, and QAnon together, I am scared. Mm-hmm. Very scared.
But how big of a movement are these, and are they extremely fringe, just like
no.
There's extremely fringe small groups?
You're right about that. QAnon has went from a couple thousand... Went from.
Okay.
It's my show, and I'll make my own language. They've gone from a couple thousand to over 2 million members. who believe in QAnon, and it grows because what happens is they're given I shouldn't even be talking about them because it's one person might hear this and go check it out and be like, oh yeah, that makes sense, because they pitch these stories that they're fictional as hell, but they make sense. You know what I mean?
Do they?
They offer the simplest possible explanation for everything.
Well, there was that Wayfair that I was like,
Right. I remember you telling me about that. And even I was like, are they stuffing people in cabinets?
Well, seriously, if you do searches for missing children, you can also on the Wayfair website find things with the same names. It's weird. I don't know if it's the biggest coincidence. I don't know if these missing children names are like
why do that
planted.
Though? Why do that?
To make it seem more real to somebody who's just, like cross-searching a name. But the thing that was missing was they were saying like it would be a chair or something, or like a beanbag chair, but it would cost like $20,000. That was the part that was missing. The names cross-referenced or whatever, but there was no outrageous prices like they had said on the...
Oh, see, that would have been very strange. Or a very good beanbag. I mean, I don't know.
Or a child in a beanbag. See? You just don't know.
Have you ever sat on a child in a beanbag? Who knows? Probably comfy.
Actually, I did today. My son has a beanbag chair, and we were doing trust falls. And he, I was giving him a piggyback ride, and then I just, fell back on top of him.
Were you comfy? Was it worth $20,000?
Luckily, I didn't have to pay for that experience.
No, that's good. Okay, so since it's Johnsequitur, and we take sharp left turns on Johnsequitur, we're going to take a sharp left turn into talking about people who enabled Nazis.
Okay, we touched on this a little bit the other day, yes?
I think. What did I say? Because when I speak, I don't listen to myself.
I don't know how it came up, but I mentioned my cousins in Germany and how I have family, there and whatnot. Do you remember that?
I remember you saying stuff about it.
I don't remember what you said before I said that. I don't
remember.
Good thing we both pay attention when the other one talks.
We do. It's just I can't. That's part of what I was about to get at, actually. What a great segue. I feel like we are so overwhelmed with so much shit, not only in our own lives, but just in general. We can't do anything or spend any time focusing on little tiny things that eventually lead to Donald Trump putting Mexicans into gas chambers. Yeah.
Gas chambers?
Yeah.
Wait.
Or anything that's efficiently
Has that actually happened yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay, good.
No. I'm saying it's one of these things where... Yeah, right? Sorry. It's one of those things where things are happening so quickly and so often and so much, and we also have an election that we have to take care of, and it's not as easy as it normally is. For you and I, it's really not that hard. We don't have to wait in line for 11 hours. We don't have to drive across the state to go do it. But for some people, it's a fucking nightmare having to try and vote.
Yes.
So, all of this shit's going on. And little by little, court seats are being filled by right-wingers. Laws are going into place that hurt minorities, immigrants, women, just little laws, little ones here and there. And you hear about them, and you get mad, but something else hits you from over here. And now you can't focus on this anymore because this is happening, and this just keeps happening. Okay, you get audio podcast, right? My left hand is going away. But, yeah, something happens, it keeps happening, you're worried about something else, then something else happens.
Like the Supreme Court says, oh yeah, it's perfectly fine for an employer to deny birth control to their employees under their health insurance.
When did that happen?
A little while ago.
I remember it happening, but everything is a goddamn blur.
Even though an employer has no business dictating anything between their employee and their doctor. Right. But the Supreme Court said, yeah, that's fine.
And we're adding somebody to it who is 100% going to back that.
Right.
period.
So that's one tiny little snippet of
And I lost it,
everything
and you just brought it up.
Yeah, and like I can't remember news. I'd say definitely not day to day.
It's too hard.
Like week to week. Sometimes hour to hour. Sometimes I'll read something in the morning and forget about it by that night.
The one thing that I do keep track of, and you know this because I bitch about it nonstop, is the kids in the cages and the migrants and the hysterectomies.
And I have heard about the hysterectomies. But I haven't really heard, there was all the blow up. They went to visit down at the border and what was going on and reporting on it every single day. I haven't heard from like a major news source pretty much anything about any of that. And the hysterectomies was not a major news source.
It didn't even come up. Not at all. I'm close to a rant here, but I want to not go on a rant yet. You want me to rant?
Rant. Wait, you need to focus first.
I am so fucking mad that this is still going on, because there are people in the government who will tweet about it constantly, go there and visit and see it physically with their eyes, look at it, and go back home and complain. They're in the government. They have ability to make change. This is still happening. No one's talking about it. Nobody's doing a goddamn thing about it. It's only getting worse. More people are getting put in there. Kids are getting separated to the point where they're getting adopted by God knows who, quietly, just so they never see their parents again, because they literally can't figure out who their parents are. Not the kids, the people with them. And I'm going to use a broad term. The left needs to do a goddamn thing. A thing. Anything. The right's not gonna. The right wants this shit to happen.
Say you're like a Democratic senator or whatever. Like,
I bring this up every single day.
Give me what would you actually take action on immediately?
Abolish ICE. Period. All I got to do is talk about the tonks. Bring up the tonks to the public. Let more people know what tonks are.
What are the tonks?
That's the sound a flashlight makes when you hit a migrant over the head with it. Show them the videos of the people kicking the water over on the trails and laughing about it. That shit should be enough. It should be enough. When you show that to the Senate and the Senate goes, I don't want to do anything.
It's not enough, because people that don't think those people should be even walking where they're walking are like, they deserve it. They shouldn't be in our country anyway. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, let them dehydrate to death. I don't care. That, you know what I mean? That seriously is their view of humans. Other humans.
They don't. Most of the people who stick up for that kind of shit don't know where these laws came from, and that is also infuriating. These laws came from a open Ku Klux Klan member who was in the Senate in the 1920s, and they never changed. The Border Patrol has one of the biggest turnover rates of any agency, because they don't teach anybody anything. They just come in, beat the shit out of migrants, and leave. That's all it is. They are enforcing rules that were made in the 20s by a racist that are misdemeanors. How do you end up in a cage and get your kid taken away from you because of a misdemeanor?
What's an equivalent to what's another misdemeanor? Like
jaywalking.
Jaywalking, that's what I was going to say.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel like the people who say they should just follow the rules, the next time they jaywalk should have their kid taken away. I mean, and it just upsets me that the people who claim to care about it do nothing. And I know this sounds conspiracy-ish, and it probably is, so I don't want to say this is exactly what's going on. But I feel like as long as there are problems that still need solved, there are things to run on. Solve the problems. What are you running on? They're never going to fix it. Meanwhile, more Republicans are going to come in and make this slowly and incrementally worse. They're going to start saying these people are horrible criminals and they need to be put to death.
Yeah, didn't Dump already mention that?
He really. I know that.
I won't even tell you what they do to them. That's what he was saying about.
Yeah.
Saw that the other
he
day.
mentioned that the people. This is before he was president, but everybody knows this part of the speech where he talked about they were rapists and criminals.
Mm-hmm.
Then he likes to talk about what China does to its drug users.
That was it.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, that's what it was. He doesn't want to talk about what they do to them.
We don't have a drug problem here. What are you talking about?
Because they're all dead.
We just kill them.
If he likes that they kill drug dealers, how do you think he feels about killing, quote, because you can't see, rapists and criminals?
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll be, as the Supreme Court becomes more right, it'll be people who do things that are sexually deviant. Like, be gay.
Right.
Or... who knows even what they can come up with and we're going to keep going. We got to do something.
I hate to feed your brain there, but you really need to watch Handmaid's Tale.
I can't.
You really need to.
It hurts. You know it hurts.
You only watched half of one show.
That's not even probably close to how bad it gets, is it?
No, like if they're gay, they're called gender traitors,
mm-hmm.
and like either put to death or the one girl had a clitorectomy.
Yeah,
like they address like just about everything that we are fearful of happening,
and nobody can do anything about it.
I will say, at the risk of sounding like a libertarian, in general, I'm not a fan of libertarians, but
okay.
I do agree with one thing. Government is too big
mm-hmm.
with too many contradictory and confusing. I don't know what all the, you know what I mean? Like,
bureaucracy.
Yay, bureaucracy. I don't know anything about that.
Oh my God. We live it.
That is my life every day. Why do I have to do this? It's stupid. It makes no sense. Because we have to. Okay.
Oh, yeah. My job is the middleman. That is my job.
Yeah.
So,
like, the fact that you can have a bill about healthcare and piggybacked onto that all kinds of other shit,
mm-hmm.
that should not be a thing. If it's a bill about healthcare, it's about healthcare. Sorry. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yes, I know. Believe me, I know what you mean.
Know.
Yeah.
There's too many laws. There's too much code. There's you know what I mean? I do agree that the government is too big, intimidating, controlling,
and yet
yada yada.
Accomplish so very, very little.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
If there are any libertarians out there, please tell me how you feel about Please tell me how you feel about abortion.
I'm pretty sure Jay is for letting people just do what they want. So,
because if you're a libertarian, you do not think government should be involved in anything personal,
mm-hmm.
right?
I believe that's right.
All right, I'm just checking.
Smoke weed every day.
Because that's also libertarian.
Is it?
My favorite meme of theirs is, do you need health care? Do you want free health care for everybody? Well, how about you just smoke weed and then you'll forget that you need health care.
Nice. All right. I mean, I'll give it a try. Oh, I have health care.
Yeah, we have it, but we're not assholes. We want it for everybody. So
That would be nice.
Yeah. I've told you I've read more bills than I think people in the Senate have read, right?
Probably.
I've read the Green New Deal twice because they put it out twice.
The whole thing?
The whole goddamn thing.
How many pages is it?
Oh my God, the first one was only like 20 some pages. It wasn't that big. Yeah, then they redid it and it was a mess.
Okay, so you've read the Green New Deal. Is everything in there about the environment, or is there other stuff too?
It's environment stuff.
It's all environment.
It has restrictions on things, but they're related to the environment.
Mm-hmm.
And it talks about bringing down levels of different things.
Mm-hmm.
It talks about abolishing hamburger. I'm kidding.
I love when they say
Nowhere
that.
Does it say anything.
They want to take away our hamburgers.
It mentions methane.
Yeah, which is one of the largest, pollutants.
It's really only in passing that they mention methane. But go ahead.
No, that's another thing that's been pointed out to me is that, like individual choices about environmental issues.
Oop.
Yeah. Like, that's all great and everything, but don't forget that it's actually the big corporations that really are polluting the earth, and that they're the ones who need to make the change. What we people can do as individuals is great, but, like, it's much bigger than that. And that we don't personally need to feel so extremely guilty if we don't have access to a recycling program or whatnot.
Yeah, we can only do what we can do as individuals.
Isn't the answer, really.
No, it isn't. When the world
Canada just banned single-use plastic.
Oh, good. Are we going to make fun of them now? I mean, I'm sure we are.
I mean, you and I will not.
Yeah. It drives me nuts, every small little incremental bit of a change. If it's not sweeping, people make fun of it, and it just goes away. It drives me crazy. Yeah, okay, so we didn't solve the climate change by having straws that weren't made of plastic. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny step. Very tiny, still a step. Mm-hmm. Every tiny step is a good step. Mm-hmm. Boy, we could go all night with this, I swear. Mm-hmm. But whenever you're doing something that improves something even incrementally, even the smallest amount, it is worth doing, period. Mm-hmm. It just is. I'll make this very short, if you make it so that criminals have to go to the black web to get their guns, yeah, they'll still get them, but now they have to take an extra step. Mm-hmm. So make them take the extra step.
And have a lot more money.
Yeah, now they need to have more money and take an extra step. Will they still get them? Some of them, probably. Mm-hmm. Some of them will be like, I gotta figure out something else. Maybe they will use a knife.
Make sure your abs are friggin' ripped. You got some good guns. You want to look good for when you get stabbed with a knife.
I don't know any of these fun plugs.
You'll find out.
I don't know, I don't remember quotes from shows. You know this. I don't remember.
But,
weren't you going to talk to me about Nazis?
Nazis. That's pretty much what I was getting at, was that these people in the neighborhoods knew... Go, drink it. They knew, because I'm going to drink later, here in a little bit. They knew about... Some of the people knew about what was happening. They knew that Jewish people were disappearing. They didn't know what was happening, but they had like an inkling. And they did nothing because some of them were afraid for their families. But it got to the point where some of them were just afraid socially to speak out because they'd be made fun of or possibly lose their job.
Gee, I don't know what that's like.
Wait, that's sarcasm.
Yeah.
It took me a second.
I feel like... Besides my family, there's approximately 3 people in the world that I can honestly express my opinions to.
Hey, I'm one.
How do you know? Yeah, you are.
I'm doing it right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
same thing.
Feel like
But I do it anyway because I'm fucking insane.
No, you should feel good about that because if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for...
I fall for everything! Literally... Everything anybody ever tells me ever, I believe all the time.
That's why it's so easy to get you to do stuff.
But there was one... I'm taking this from a different podcast, but I'm paraphrasing it. So, if you guys don't listen to Behind the Bastards, please, for the love of God, listen to Behind the Bastards. Or It Could Happen Here, or Some More News, or Even More News, or... Worst Year Ever. Any of those 5. They're by the same group of people. They are very good people. Right? I mean, I don't know how many of those you listen to, like 1 or 2 of them.
Some More News.
Yeah. But on one of them, I can't remember because I've been watching and listening to so many lately, they brought this up, this guy who lived through Nazi Germany, who wasn't a Nazi, was talking about how people had so much going on that they didn't think, and they didn't need to think. They felt like they didn't need to think about things. And it wasn't just like people like around here who have signs that say things like, make liberals cry. They don't need to think about what the policies are. They just want to make the liberals cry. But it wasn't just them. It was like scientists, teachers. They had so much of their own shit going on, they didn't have to think about anything. They didn't want to think about anything, and it was good. They didn't have to because there was too much. And then people start disappearing. and they don't want to get involved, and they don't want to think about it. They have other things that they have to worry about. And then they like to not think. They like to not have to worry about government or worry about politics or worry about the things that are going on everywhere. They'd rather not.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like that. And then people die.
I mean, that sounds like...
It sounds nice.
It's nice?
To not think, right? I mean...
I think most of the people in the United States do not want to think and don't think, and under the guise of, I'm not really into politics.
Mm-hmm. I voted for him because he's a talk show or a game show host I like.
I didn't even like him as a game show host.
I'm scratching an open wound there.
Okay.
Yeah, right?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Whoever watched The Apprentice and was like, he would make a great president. Shut the fuck up.
Tom Green does... I think I might have sent you the Tom Green stand-up. That's amazing.
Yeah.
He's like, anybody who knows me as a friend should not be president of the United States. A civil war will not solve a goddamn thing. Now, I don't really know what will. Do you?
Well, war never solves anything.
War, I'd say the Civil War, the original Civil War, and the conclusion of it and what we did afterwards has never really been taken care of or addressed properly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's had over 150 years to simmer.
Mm-hmm.
That math is wrong.
I would expect nothing less.
Yeah, that's right. But, yeah, that war stopped slavery, but then just let us beat free black men and kill them. That didn't really make things better. Well, it made it slightly better until we started bombing neighborhoods in Philadelphia in 1985. Look that one up. It's fun.
Oh, fuck.
Or the Tulsa one that I think by now everybody has gotten to know pretty well. You know the Tulsa one.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Do you want me to... I can tell the listeners.
I remember seeing something about, there was a professor teaching about that,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a guy in the class that was like, I'm from Tulsa, and
I
I've
didn't know
never
that.
heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're...
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it is true.
Yeah, okay, I'll do this because Johnsequitur listeners are few and far between, and they might not be familiar with this. This is very, very... It's much more complicated than this. This is a short version. Tulsa had a black population that was maintaining their own banks, businesses. They were flourishing. Everything was good. Their housing was good. And one day, a white woman in an elevator screamed while there was a black man in there with her. No one knows exactly what happened. Nobody knows. But the people took that, who saw the incident. They didn't see what happened, but they saw her screaming and running from a black man. They had enough of black people, so they took to the streets and started destroying the property of the black people in Tulsa, who then were like, fuck this noise, started fighting back, and then the cops came in and destroyed the whole fucking town and killed a whole bunch of black people. Mm-hmm. And that was the end of having a functional black society like we keep telling them to go do. They've tried it a couple of other times and similar things have happened. Not on such a large scale. I believe that there were bombs dropped in Tulsa. I think a few bombs. We dropped them on our own fucking people. Mm-hmm. We dropped them in Philadelphia, but it was only like one or two, and they weren't very big bombs, and they were on one building, but they burned down an entire neighborhood, an entire black neighborhood, and that was in the 80s. So, yeah, we haven't solved a goddamn thing since the Civil War.
I will never understand.
I don't get it either. I don't understand. Sometimes when I drive home and I see flags hanging from cranes and off of telephone poles.
Did you see it keeps getting like wound up? And
there were two today. Not one crane, two cranes.
Two cranes?
One on each side of the road.
Oh my god.
Whoever put the one up, somebody else saw it and went, I gotta get a crane.
You know, whoever has the biggest flag
gets one more vote.
Wins.
They win what?
Life.
I've been trying to win life my whole life.
You just need a really fucking huge
flag. I have a crane! Jesus.
You need a flag. You
I need a
need.
bigger flag.
I think the minimum that campaign sells is like 20 foot by 10 foot flags.
Can I get one like they have at the Super Bowl where it takes
And
like 50 people to pull it out?
You have to, yes. And you have to order at least 5 at a time. Because one sign in your yard does not convey who you're voting for. You have to have at least 10.
Boy, it'd be really confusing if I had 3 Biden signs and 5 Trump signs.
There's one yard in Mercer,
Uh-huh.
and am I not allowed to say the name of the town?
It doesn't matter.
There's one yard in the one town
Mm.
and another yard on the way to work
Uh-huh.
that each have one Trump sign and one Biden sign. I've also seen
What it must be like to live in that household.
I've also seen Biden signs that are spray painted.
Mm-hmm.
I may have seen a Trump sign that was a little destroyed.
I watched a video of a guy attack one with a machete. It was really
Nice.
funny because I'm like, that's overkill, dude.
And then I saw a post, it must have been on Instagram or something, that was like, it was a Biden sign, and then they had another sign on top of it that said, every time you destroy or take this sign, we will donate $50 to Planned Parenthood.
Ooh,
What you gonna do?
that's a threat. And I gotta tell you, Biden won't like that either.
Oh, well.
I know. Go for him anyway.
Yeah.
He's not a tyrant. He doesn't have Nazi-esque flags hanging from fucking telephone poles. I don't know which one's worse. The no more bullshit flag or the make liberals cry again flag.
I have not seen that one.
On the way to work, there's just one small sign at the end of a driveway. No flags, just one small sign. And it just at the bottom says
That's
make
so
liberals cry.
unlike
I know.
Trumpist.
It's almost like they're quietly hoping that people are sad and
Hoping that
miserable.
people are crying.
Yes. I hope he cries when he goes home.
It's so funny because they think that liberals are sad and crying when really we just think you're stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We think you're
When
an
I
idiot.
see that, I either like shake my head and go, Jesus Christ, or
I'm not crying.
no.
I'm not upset. I think you're dumb.
What happened was the fucking election. They cut to people in the audience crying, and it just, and it was young people. So the old people were so excited because they really wish they would have never had sex and made another generation. But they did.
Is that how that happened?
That's what happened, and they're like, good, the little shits are sad. I don't care what happens to the world. Fuck the world. They're sad. That's what I feel like those signs, like, what exactly about liberals crying will help your precious, precious capitalist economy?
Right. How is your life better if other people are upset?
I can't wrap my head around it. I don't get it. I don't understand. It has nothing to do with policy in the least. Not a thing. Nothing. I don't know.
I don't get it.
And the other one is, what is the bullshit that we're stopping?
Right.
What exactly is the
The
bullshit?
last 4 years has been nothing but bullshit.
That goes hand in hand with Keep America Great. What part of every day is awesome? Nothing. Everything sucks.
Right, and the Make America Great Again, when we could, beat the black people and not get in trouble for it.
I never even got a chance to hit somebody for cooking my food wrong.
Right?
I'm fucking mad about it too. Can't take my anger out though. It's just a vicious cycle.
I don't get any of it.
No, and I wish I knew what I would love to have a Trumpist on who was a rational. By rational, I mean would be willing to explain things about what he liked about Trump without calling me a liberal pussy.
You assume it's a he. There's plenty of she's out there.
I know, they're
Very
self-hating.
Disappointingly.
How could you hate yourself so much that you would, if you're a woman, that you would vote for Trump? How?
No idea.
I do know that they hate other women. They absolutely hate other women. They are women-hating women. I mean...
Yeah, I know some of those.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan.
I know a lot of them.
Oh my god, wait. Me
Uh-huh.
not being a fan of women-hating women is me being a woman-hating women.
Women-hating woman-hating woman. You're taking this too far. This is like that movie with the dreams.
in the spinning
top.
So it's not that I hate them, it's that I don't understand. And I am confused.
I think it's
I'm making an idiot of myself right now.
No, it's a fight against authority, except that the authority is him, so it's not really a fight against authority, but they feel like other people telling them that it's wrong to do this is fucked up. I think what really did not help, even though it was the right thing, but you can't say it, is Hillary saying deplorables. I think that might have just set off the powder keg.
See,
people...
but that happens on both sides. Like, each side will say something, and then the other one owns it. That's how you
But if you're going to be the president...
take power back.
If you're going to be the president, you need to let people know that even if they disagree with you, you're still going to do things for them. Trump is not that guy.
He's not even capable of that.
No, he's not that guy. California's on fucking fire.
Mm-hmm.
They're asking for aid, and he said not until your governors get their act together.
Mm-hmm.
There are other people living in California besides one governor that you don't like, and they need help from the government that you are part of.
In charge of.
You're in charge of it. And you make that decision, and you're punishing a bunch of people who probably don't give a shit, who are these people we're talking about, who are too busy to care because there's a fire in their fucking yard, and you're like, no, the governor's a dick.
Yeah, because he's a petty toddler. Sorry. Now I'm calling names.
No, you're right. I can't think of a nice thing to say about him at all, ever, at any point, ever. Ever. And
back to the women thing,
okay.
like, knowing what you... Sorry.
No, it's fine.
As a woman, knowing that he has treated women the way he has said it himself from his own mouth, how can you support him? As a person, if he were a woman or a man, the way he has treated other people, specifically in this case women, how can you support him? Like, if you... like. It's not like he's like a relative of yours that you have to love no matter what. Like, it's your choice whether or not you like and support this person.
I will be addressing whether blood is thicker than water on a future episode, by the way.
Oh, can I be involved?
Sure, because it's not. Continue.
Anyway, I can't wrap my mind around it's not that I feel like I'm better than other women who maybe support him. It's not that I hate them, it's that I don't understand it. I just can't. I don't understand it, and I've never seen anybody try to explain, like I've heard, like those interviews where like, I'm voting for Trump because he says it like it is. Like,
what?
Or whatever. It's just these random phrases. It's these random phrases they throw out, and I've never heard a woman specifically address the way that he has admitted to treating women.
No, they'll brush around it or say other things or say that the best one is that he's kidding around, but you can't say that about every single time he's done something or said something terrible. Like, okay, so when the first debate, I guess the only debate that we're going to have.
Just to clarify, it's not just that he treats women horribly. He also treats other men horribly.
Just anyone.
But specifically, I'm talking about the women stuff.
Yeah. I've never heard him say a nice thing about any woman ever. Other than the new judge person. That's the first one.
I've never even heard him comment on her.
He said that she's the best student at whatever school she went to. So I guess that's a compliment.
Well, that's a letter of recommendation if I ever heard one.
Right? Oh, everything that he said can't be chalked up to joking around.
Oh, right.
At some point, he had to be serious about something, right? So when the first and I guess only presidential debate happened, I was making a list of both candidates' flaws. And I made flaws. Okay. And I made a list for Biden. It wasn't great. It wasn't fun. But it was basically like he's a fucking politician and it's annoying and he does stupid shit all the time. But Trump's was so long I couldn't fit it on the goddamn paper.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I'm missing a lot here. I know I'm missing a lot. And then I was like, has anybody ever tried to sit down with a Trumpist? Like,
Do they like to be called that?
I don't know, because then I think of people who play the trumpet. But
like a violinist?
Yeah.
A trumpist.
But I'm like, has anybody sat down with a Trumpist and went through each thing one by one, the whole way down, to see all of the things that are okay? Like, how do they justify every single one?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know if it can be done. I want to do it on this show.
I'd say 75% of them are like, that didn't really happen. That, like, the news reported that and it didn't really happen. Fake.
Okay, there is a lot on there. This list is going to be huge.
Mm-hmm.
So if 75% of it is made up...
Because anytime they actually, they confront him,
Mm-hmm.
actually, anytime a reporter
Oh, he just says it didn't
confronts
happen.
him
Mm-hmm.
and says there are reports that you said this or you did this or whatever, he just says fake news.
Anytime they ask him about people that are bad that he's been around, like Prince Andrew,
Mm-hmm.
he'll be like, I don't know Prince Andrew. And then they'll find hundreds
Mm-hmm.
of photographs with them together.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll go, I take pictures with millions of people.
Mm-hmm.
Do you take hundreds of pictures with each individual million people?
Mm-hmm.
You can't have time. You have to tweet. You don't have time for that.
I gotta poop and tweet.
My God. How does he have time to take picture with millions of people and tweet and fuck up the USA? It's amazing.
That's a lot to do.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
No, it's
Adderall.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one.
I just wanted to plug cocaine's a hell of a drug. I want to plug things.
Plug.
What?
Plug.
She don't lie, she don't lie, she don't lie. Cocaine.
My first plug ever.
Good job. Welcome to the fold.
Kind of disappointing, actually. I don't really feel much.
Maybe you'll feel better when you hear it. I don't know. I'm wore out from this.
Right. Are you going to title this Frustrated Liberals? Or wait, no, this was supposed to be
How
about...
about liberals cry for 50 minutes? How's that?
I'm not crying.
On the inside I am.
I just cry at home in bed with my ice cream.
I guess I'm not... you know this. I'm not a liberal. I'm an anarchist. I want to tip over mailboxes so bad.
I know.
But after...
You'll get there.
I know. I'm working my way up.
Mm-hmm.
I went outside today and I lifted the mailbox lid of my neighbor's mailbox. And then I went
I
upstairs.
thought you were going to say I threw a stone.
I kicked one. But then I was concerned that it might get in the way of a car tire, and I kicked it back.
It's hard. So
Yeah.
you're a wannabe anarchist.
After today, after thinking about this shit and deciding to drag you onto this goddamn show,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anarchy is the right way, but I don't know what is the right way. I don't know what is. I don't think that... I feel like, let's say Trump doesn't win, but Biden wins.
Mm-hmm.
There's still going to need to be major changes.
Mm-hmm.
So people are going to continue, hopefully, they won't be like we did at Yay. They'll continue to be on
Right.
the streets. Biden is not going to use federal troops like Trump did, thank fuck for that.
Mm-hmm.
But he is going to imprison those crazy Antifa anarchists. So, if voting doesn't make change, and...
Well, hold on. I mean, that already is a certain amount of change.
Sorta, kinda.
I know, but I know that you don't want to hear this, but it has to be gradual. Because if it's not gradual, then we get what we're in right now.
Okay. If what is happening... If Biden wins, and I think as long as you motherfuckers vote, he will win. But you gotta vote.
Mm-hmm.
And don't worry about those goddamn Proud Boys with the guns standing behind you. Ignore them. Vote. If he wins, and things don't improve dramatically, and I know that they won't, and I know that you're saying it needs to be gradual, but if they don't improve dramatically, another psychopath like Trump, who's more organized, more charismatic, younger, better at this
Mm-hmm.
is going to come in. And he's going to be like...
I feel like there's a bigger chance of that if we would have gone to like a Bernie Sanders, which I love Bernie Sanders, but if we would have gone with Bernie Sanders, I feel like that would have been so far left that we would have more of a chance of a young charismatic Trump.
You're right. And
whereas
that's sad because that isn't even that far left.
I know. But we got to deal with reality here. So, the reality we live in.
Our reality, because there's different ones, apparently.
God. Well, so I feel like I am just as frustrated as you are, but Biden is more middle. I'm not happy with how it all went. I'm not happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like then there's a better chance that in another 4 to 8 years, we're not going to swing so far back the other way. Maybe it'll be another Republican president, but maybe it'll be more central right, or maybe it'll continue to move a little bit left. I know I'm moving my arms in the wrong directions,
but there's a lot of scary things, such as Biden wins barely and people take to the streets. I think that's why I have the outlook that I do. Mm-hmm. If Biden wins barely, Trump is like, obviously it's all these fake votes that I'm making up in my brain for you.
Yes.
People go out in the streets and start fighting. People need to be out there because a lot of changes need to be made. But now you have violent people out there also. Mm-hmm. Biden needs to put the right people in prison when that happens. First of all, he needs to not get it conflated, not say that there's good people on both sides, and put the violent ones in prison. Mm-hmm. If he fails to do that, there are so many things that this guy who is going to make very incremental, if any, changes, that he needs to get right. If he fails in any of them, I feel like we're gonna get bad. I hope that you're right. I hope that the next thing that happens is, okay, we swing a little bit more right, then we swing a little bit more left, then we swing a little bit more right, and then a little bit more left. I feel like we are so far into hell, and now...
Oh, don't get me wrong, I am scared for Election Day. Well, I'm scared for the day after Election Day.
Yeah, and probably the months after. Mm-hmm. But I feel like we're so far into hell, Biden would be like us getting our hand up out of the pit, and if we don't pull ourselves out right then and there, we're going right back into hell. Mm-hmm. So, I don't think Bernie would have helped this at all. I think Bernie would have made it worse because people would pitch him as a socialist, which he is not.
They're pitching Biden as a socialist, which
they're
is
saying he's
ridiculous.
The most radical.
Jesus Christ.
That is insane.
Obviously, don't know anything about Biden.
These talk about the commercial. You know which one. Talk about it. I hate it.
One?
The gun one.
The one. Oh. Biden's going to raise your taxes, especially if you own a gun.
Did you see who sponsored that?
Who?
At the bottom?
No.
The NRA.
Of course they did. They're an idiot. They're not idiots. Sorry. They're assholes.
They're smart assholes. But the thing is, they put in that ad, defend your rights.
Yep.
What the fuck does that mean? Oh, go vote? Alright, I see. A peaceful defense of our rights seems nice. Yes. Mm-hmm. We have a basement full of guns, but we will just go vote. Yes.
Mm-hmm. No, these ads I've been seeing are just complete lies. Just complete lies. Little snippets of stuff that Joe Biden has said.
They're cut up.
Completely cut into like 3 words. How can you, like...
Did you see the Fauci one?
No. Wait, maybe. No.
It's him. He goes, I just don't know who else could have done more.
Well, I believe it.
He's like looking left, straight ahead, and then left again. Oh my god.
Who believes this shit? Who believes it? I get it.
Fauci loves him. I guess we gotta vote for him, right?
Yeah, right.
My head hurts.
Alright, let's go drink more.
I thought that this would make things better. I feel worse. Do you know who would make this better? You know the answer to this. You've listened to the last 2 episodes. Who is the one man who can solve all of our problems?
2 episodes? Wait, what? The one man?
The one man. who can save everybody, even though he's reluctant to do so, because his family died in a boating accident.
Jason Statham?
That's right!
All I know is he's been in some car driving shit or something. Wasn't he a
His
chauffeur?
family was killed by sharks. I don't know if he wants to go down there and
He's
fight
bald,
that giant
right?
shark. Yeah,
That's right, he's your hero.
that's right. I don't like people with hair.
Shit.
I'm looking at you.
I'll shave that immediately.
Damn straight. All right. I need to do, because you're here and you're very producer-like, I need to do this correctly.
Yeah.
You can find the show on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify,
That would be work,
YouTube. I'm not working. Spotify, Podbean, YouTube, iTunes.
Email at,
MakesSenseJohn@gmail.com.
call us at, never mind. Donate at, never mind.
We're a profit-free organization. We're paid in crackers
Wait.
and beer.
Wait.
Send us your beer. Mail me at Johnsequitur, Grove City, Pennsylvania.
No, don't do that.
Send me your beer.
No, then there'll be beer just in the streets of Grove City.
That's perfect.
You have to wander around to find it all.
Just pick it up. That's mine. That is mine. That's it. Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, I'm supposed to have. I have a sign off. What the hell is it? Bite it.